The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
You guys have no idea what goes on before. Welcome to Man's Edition, presented by Creative Emotion. This is the birthday edition. Ooh. My birthday.
Happy birthday.
Gemini season, if you did not know. You about to find out this evening.
I know that's right.
We're going to die. Hey, what's been going on, my brother? Because, you know, you do your thing, I do my thing. How are things been going?
Everything's been going right. How y'all doing today? This is Lee Polo, a.k.a. Leon. How y'all doing today?
And we thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to have an amazing show. We got some amazing things coming up here in 2025. It's going to be a little different than what you are accustomed to, but I think you'd like to change. We're going to get right into the show topic, which is...
How do you celebrate getting better, not bitter? So I'll say it again. How do you celebrate getting better and not bitter?
Absolutely.
Birthday edition.
So this meant a lot to me. If you guys been following the show with myself, with Randy, which is his work schedule prevents him from not being here.
What up, though, Randy X?
Polo. We all talk about very transparent with our past.
Right.
And this being my birthday, this year, the last couple of years have been amazing. I tell people it's wisdom hidden in mistakes.
Man. People don't realize that. They don't really realize, like, you saying something really, because birthdays nowadays have become so, I ain't gonna say cliche or like, it's like everybody want to turn up for the birthday now. And the birthday lasts for a month now. You know that? It used to be a weekend or something. Like, you know, my birthday fell on the Wednesday. We're going to party Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, and that's it.
Not a whole month.
That's what everybody...
Just give me a weekend.
Give me
because I got bills to pay and other things to do.
A month of just having fun?
Who started that?
I don't know, but now that's the new thing now. Birthday lasts for a month.
So if you guys have been following us, we this platform here is now just changing the perspective of how the world see black men. We've been very transparent about our past, things we've been through. So I'm turning 58 today.
Okay.
I was 57 prior to that, and I made some good decisions, and maybe some. I said, man, I wish I hadn't did that. But it didn't stop progress. So I just want to let you know, if you're listening today, do not let what appears to you to be life-altering a mistake to keep you. Take the lessons out of it, pass it on to a younger man or maybe somebody your age. And I will say once again, it is wisdom hidden in mistakes. I remember coming up on the block and there was some older guys there. And they said, look, man, you may not want to do that. And I didn't know what that meant then, but maybe it's because they did it.
Right.
They ain't going to turn out so good, right, Polo? Mm-hmm. What you got to add to it?
I mean, so I look at it like this, you know, we got to turn your age into an asset. A lot of times people not really understanding that, you know, that birthdays are symbolic. They means a whole year of you growing, and you should be knowing something else.
Absolutely.
So that birthday signifies a full year of growth. And when you do that 4-year growth, you're supposed to become a better person. So I got to turn this age into an asset because every year I'm gonna get a little weaker here, a little this and that, but my mind should always be getting stronger. My health should be doing better. I should be more conscious because if I turn my age into an asset, then I'm going to be able to put things in perspective that we didn't even know needed to be in perspective. Because now I'm getting better. I'm getting better. That's why they say, well, you know how the old folks be telling you stuff, boy, just live.
Just live long enough.
Just live long enough, and then you be like, what the they talking about? And then you look at, okay. I told somebody the other day, we was at the bar last night, and the guy said, Chef, he said, man, I don't be getting into it with nobody. And I said, well, why would I? And he said, what you talking about? I was talking about me. I said, no, why would I? Why would you? Why would any of us?
Absolutely.
Like, we too old to be getting into it with people.
You know, that's those are triggers. That's hidden trauma. That's insecurities. You have to sometimes just sit back, and somebody may say something that trigger you. That means you're just not healed in that area. So that's when you need to sit back, take a deep breath, and say, you know what, I don't need to comment on this right now. Let me go ahead and reassess this thing, heal in this area. And you may have to tell the person, like, all right, bro, all right, sis, and walk away from the situation before it produces something else that you need to heal from.
Right, that's true. That's true. So I look at it like, okay, so today your birthday.
Yes.
Back in the day when you turned 18, milestone. Oh, no, we started 16 milestone. Okay. Now you look 16, 18, 21. What'll be the next one?
After 21?
Yeah, what, 25?
25.
Okay,
yeah,
30.
Yes.
Then do we do 35 or go straight to 40?
They go straight to 40.
Okay, then 50, boom.
Yeah, 50, and then 60.
So right now you in between.
I'm in between. So I can speak to that thing. I remember walking to school on a nice spring summer day, and elementary school, and I still remember the way the air smelled, the birds chirping, and I still had this mindset. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Or, you know, I'm going to complete this journey. And I still have that mindset now.
Right.
Anybody who knows me, especially my lady, I'll be like, I got to finish when I start.
Okay.
You know, and then some things I did not have to finish that actually never started.
So, y'all, he literally went from the then versus now.
And that's how you got to do it.
Absolutely.
But back then, my mindset was conquering the world, and I still have that. My mindset was being creative. I remember being on a block and we were building go-karts, right? So I just went to the extreme. My go-kart had a wet bar in the back.
You tripping on a wet bar in your go-kart.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's only because my parents had a finished basement, and that's what I remember saying. And I've always wanted to take things just a step further. And I'm that way today.
So I got it, man. Chef hitting y'all with the nice summer day. No, we gonna go in right quick, Chef. I got a question for you.
There you go.
The question is this. I want y'all to pay attention. The question.
You said nice summer day.
Yeah, nice summer day. Fuck all that.
Summer breeze.
We want to know, Chef. We want to know. On your birthday, do you supposed to give it, and do your mate supposed to put out on the birthday? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
That's what we need to know.
Absolutely.
Is that mandatory, standard?
That's standard, mandatory.
Even if we beefing?
Even if we beefing. Then we get back to the beef tomorrow morning.
But I need that on my birthday.
On your birthday, because that's a celebration of life. And that's a time that you come together intimately. You know what I'm saying? You become one. People don't realize that when at that part of life, you come together as one.
Okay.
Can you just tell me, how can you enter and become one with a person other than that time? And you can't do that with anybody because that's soul ties. But, you know, unless you stick your finger in somebody's mouth or ear, you know, that's one way to become one.
Right.
And moments after that silence, and then maybe that look in the eye, that's intimacy. Okay. You know, no words needed. You know, I don't care what the beef was, but moments after, it's like, you know what? We can make this work. Let's do better next time. Intimacy is very important. So just to answer your question, that is a must.
A must.
That is a must.
A must.
So what you do is on the birthday night, you eat for your birthday night.
Right.
You eat, mac and cheese, nothing of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Try to do something a little healthy. Drink your water because that's
get ready.
You get ready, and then and then mentally, and see. The way I think, Polo, is your birthday is every day, right?
True.
It's every day. So no matter how we've been moving throughout today, making our living and stuff, if you have a significant other and you want to have a romantic night, you have to, maybe on your drive home, you don't have to talk to him or her. And they would understand that part. Get yourself together.
Right.
And before you pull up in the driveway, drop all that baggage out. Even if you have to sit in the driveway for a couple minutes, release it, come in, right? Mm-hmm. They don't deserve that. They're going to ask you, how was your day?
Right.
And then just say it was amazing because you got through it without complaining. But that is a must. How about, I know I just went there because you know how I am. Is that a must for you?
So, for me, that's why I'm glad we picked this topic. I waited to talk to you about this. I kind of despise my birthday. And the reason why is because my birthday is Labor Day weekend.
Oh, you get the shaft.
So, it's like it's a holiday weekend. So, whatever I do, my actual birthday usually falls on weird, it'll be the Sunday, the Monday, the Wednesday. So, it's like we done already partied for the weekend anyway. And now here come my birthday Wednesday. So it's like, So I always kind of like, and I'm always working. I'm always doing something, throwing a party or something for my birthday. So birthdays for me haven't become special yet. Because I've always had, like, when I was in school, my birthday was, you going back to school, Labor Day weekend. Mm-hmm. So I ain't getting no extra. I'm getting some clothes anyway. Mm-hmm. So here go, my mother always separated, stuff, but it still fell into going back to school, doing this, doing that. So I think as I'm getting older, one thing for me with the birthdays is that I'm trying to take that, at least that one day, to do what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Because I've noticed that birthdays become, nowadays with social media, birthdays have become so thematic, if that's a word. There's always a theme behind it.
Absolutely.
We're going to do this, and we're going to make a big spectacle of it, versus just enjoying the day.
I would agree with you 100% on that. A perfect birthday for me would be, I like, my old school truck.
Right.
Jumping in my truck, not even turning on the music and just listening to my engine. It may sound crazy.
I mean, but if that's peaceful to you.
Yeah, or, the boat and stuff. I'm working on the boat and stuff.
Right.
And that is something, the water is and always anybody who knows me know that it's very peaceful to me. I don't have to do the most, because sometimes doing the most is doing nothing. And so that's kind of like the essence of why we even picked this topic, y'all, is because it's not just really talking about the birthdays, as we're talking about getting your sanctuary, getting yourself together spiritually and mentally, because we put so much effort into these things, and I'm not telling nobody not to celebrate your birthday. Hey, if you want to go balls to the wall, hey, enjoy it. But like Chef said, I'm always reiterate, every day is a day of growth. Every day is supposed to be special, and we know we have hard days. But when we put that much effort into a birthday, the question becomes is now the letdown is what happened next year. You got to go over the top again. You keep going. Where's the cutoff point? Because I got a guy, and I'm gonna give the chef a guy. He turning 60, right? He was like, "Man, I'm saving up for my birthday. It's gonna be epic." And this is my guy, and I'm like, "I can't wait," because he was like, "I ain't doing nothing else after this." I said, "I get it." So I'm constantly in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta learn to enjoy my birthday, whether I do this or this. Absolutely.
So
I'm never in competition with anyone but myself. I'm not trying to outdo anyone but me. And what I mean by that is when I get up, Polo, the following day, say, Fred, let's do a little bit better. Recently, I used to always work out, and I still eat pretty well. But I said, like, today I got up and I did my push-ups.
Right.
And I said, Fred, we're going to do 10 more tomorrow.
Right.
So there's no disappointment when you're in competition with yourself. It's no envy when you're in competition with yourself. So since we're talking about birthdays and celebrating the day, I think that's a good way to look at it. But then also when our show topic is we're getting better and not bitter.
Right.
So the bitter part is when you reflect on the year to your anniversary or your birthday, I would like to say just focus on the lessons you learned, how you've grown from your mistakes. Don't be bitter. Just let them go. And if someone's involved with it, let life be their lesson, right? Because your life is going to be your lesson.
All day
long, right?
But that's the key to not being bitter, is to actually understand that, okay, I'm trying to do better. See, because people be bitter about the wrong things, and then you're not really looking at life for what it is. Mm-hmm. You be pissed off about this. Oh, he ain't buy this for me, or she ain't get this. I've been around people, and the birthday became a spectacle.
Absolutely. Instead of I'm thinking about, well, damn, last year I was just by myself.
Yeah. Or the fact that I'm still alive.
Absolutely.
Like everybody, you got to think about how many people didn't make it to the next year.
A lot of people did not.
So
just to comment on what you just said, birthdays is a celebration of life.
All day.
Not about what you didn't accomplish, who you lost. It is most definitely just a celebration of life.
Right.
Like today, I'm out doing. I'm working today. I'm painting today. I'm putting stones down for a garden. The wall and everything. Mm-hmm. And then when I got finished with all that, I ate. Me and my lady, we celebrated a little bit, and I got in that car and. Man, I just listened to all my favorite music on the way here.
But that's a celebration. See, to me, it's about what you want to do.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like I said, we make birthdays about, okay, we Chef's birthday, so we about to do this, do that, and next thing you know, you done did all this planning, all this preparation, and then you don't really get a chance to really enjoy your birthday, and then it's gone.
Where do you think that comes from? You think it comes from the exposure of social media, people doing the most?
Social anxiety. People wanting to...
Social...
say
that again so they can hear that.
Social anxiety.
Can you just expound on that a little bit?
We have social anxiety, meaning most people want to be around somebody, period, every day, all day. You want to be around somebody. Mm-hmm. People say, oh, no, I can be by myself. It sounds good until you by yourself. Mm-hmm. And when you by yourself on a consistent basis, you start being like, okay, I need people. Because God did not create us, or the creator, whoever you want to call it, he did not create us to be alone.
That's what they say about men, most definitely.
You was not created to be alone. So when people go into that, I'm a loner, I start looking at, well, now are you enjoying life? Mm-hmm. Because you can be around strangers and you enjoy life. Because you communicate, hey, how you doing? A smile go a long way.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does.
So when people, you come to a birthday, you're like, oh man, it's my birthday, or it is your birthday. But very few people say, let's go and chill. Absolutely. Everybody want to do, let's go to the bar to get another drink, let's have a birthday. And I ain't mad. Like I said, I'm not mad, but now I'm starting to get to the point where for my birthday, because I know I'm going to have a party one of them other days. So that's how I got to get it. My socialism, my social group, got to get that. But that one day, you know what? I'm going to chill. I'm going to the park. I'm going to smoke me a stick. Start smoking my cigar, just chill, relax.
You're absolutely right. I think when I first told you about the new spot, and you said, oh, that's cool, Fred, 'cause I got me a new chill smoke spot. And I visualize that because my cousin, God bless his soul, passed away a little bit over a couple years ago. I never smoked cigars, but, we would listen to good music and have food.
Right.
And I look forward to that, and I will help you out for that.
Most definitely.
So, today is about if you're celebrating a birthday or you're looking forward to one, you don't have to do the most. Just getting up and God blessing you with the day, you already did the most. Because you didn't really have to wake up, right, to experience the day that wasn't your birthday. So don't do the most on your birthday that you have to have regret. and forgive yourself for, like, man, I don't know why I did that, right?
Or the classic one I love, we get so turned up that the next day we're like, damn, man, I was messed up.
At our age, you be
the recovery time ain't the
for
same.
like 3 days.
Right. They be like, man, I need a Tylenol, a stand back. So yeah, I mean, you got to look at it, man. Birthdays are important; they're significant.
Mm-hmm.
But how you celebrate becomes even that more important. Are you really praising and thanking, that you made it?
Let me ask you a question. When you think back, what's your most epic birthday? Not that you did the most party.
Oh,
but what was more? Because I know it's Mike, you can explain that. But first, with all that, what was your most peaceful, epic birthday? And then you go to the one that just stood out the most.
Okay. The most epic birthday I ever had, that was the most peaceful. And when I say this, it's going to be weird because it sounds crazy. But when I was in college, for all y'all don't know what college is, prison. When I was in prison, the guys, we celebrated my birthday. Mm-hmm. And the guy made me a cake and everything. And then ain't no weirdo stuff, and ain't no Pete Diddy now. But the guys made me a cake. We had a party. Mm-hmm. But what it taught me was, even in prison, I can enjoy the day. Mm. And it was like, damn. Because a lot of people be in prison, like, I don't want to celebrate my birthday. Nah, bro, it's a 1 full year of life.
Absolutely, especially when you're in prison.
Hell yeah, because sometimes you forget that I'm still living life. Everybody not gonna come home. Mm-hmm. So life doesn't stop because I'm free. Life doesn't stop because I'm in Dubai. Life doesn't stop because I'm in prison. It didn't stop.
Absolutely,
it's just another level of life I'm living.
Yeah, and then with my life, I could have been headed there because of my decision and somebody else's. So when I look at my freedom, and when I think about an epic birthday for myself, it's me celebrating life free.
Right.
Because of what could have been.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Nah.
And that's why I don't play with people no more.
Nah, the best one I ever had, boy. So this is, I was turning 30.
Is this our show or we gonna cross the boundaries? Sorry, Q.
No, we it's all above board. But I was turning 30, right? And it was at Wall Street. So this is the first time my parents actually came to one of my birthday parties. Mm-hmm. So what was epic about it is because my father, how he saw it. He like, man, I ain't never seen nobody pop that many bottles of Moet and nobody ever danced. He said, y'all just kept popping bottles like and wouldn't dance. He said, what's the purpose of that? I said, we just getting money, baby. That's how you get money now. That's how you show the world that you're doing something. And so the owner of the bar, and I'll tell you the bar is Wall Street. I told him, I said, man, you got to buy at least about 3-4 cases to start off with.
Okay.
So we gonna pop them out. He like, yeah, right. Anybody about to pop no 3-4 bottles? I'm like, oh, we gonna pop them easy. That's 2000. It's 2005. Money good out there. You know what I'm talking about, Doc. Money good, everything flowing right. So I'm like, oh, that's gonna be simple. Man, we popped them bottles so fast. Then he got to go get 3 more cases by the end of the night. He said, man. And so the next day, my birthday fall on Labor Day weekend. Mm-hmm. We sitting at my mother and father's house. My father like, y'all done with champagne popping? So my guys was pulling up, right? And they was like, hey, bro, I'm going to the store right now to get you some bottles. I'll be right back. He said, nigga, it ain't stopped yet. He said, y'all just gonna keep doing it. I said, man, that's what we do, bro. So that was epic because the whole weekend we probably spent about a nice little number on champagne.
I just gotta ask you, how do you drink champagne? Because I cannot.
Straight. I mean, I do mimosas too, though, but when back then I was drinking it straight.
Okay.
So we had a store. I'm gonna tell y'all this story, and anybody that's from 7 Mile, you gonna know what I'm talking about. It's a store in Plainview and 7 Mile, where we used to be right there on the corner. It was a beer and wine store. We called it the Moet store. 2 for $50. We used to kill it. We go there back to back. Run them out. So that was our whole little thing, popping bottles. That was the end thing, though. You gotta remember, we coming off of the Biggie era, Jay-Z. Now we moving into the different eras, and people was like, we was just steady that whole era, that whole 10 years. I'm gonna say from '95 to 2005. That's all we did was pop bottles.
Let me ask you this, because for maybe a younger man or woman, but younger man, what advice could you give them about going through a year and how to look forward to celebrating their birthday without being over the top. Let's look at maybe a young man that's 20 years younger.
So, Chef, I'm glad you asked that question. That was a really good question. Mm-hmm. See, I got to get my voice back right. The stoop. But what you do is you got to look at life in hindsight. So you remember the past, plan for the future, live for today. So I say that if a man is 20 years old, woman 20 years old, and you're looking at your life, look back at where you come from a year ago, when it's your birthday in particular. Mm-hmm. We kind of do this type of look back when it's New Year's and doing New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Absolutely. But that's not a full year. This is the calendar year.
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at your birthday, that's 1 full year of your life. And so you need to reflect on where you was at last year and where you at this year. And then think about where you want to go next year. Mm-hmm. And then start living that, what that's supposed to look like. Because if you start doing that, you're going to make leaps and bounds in your life, and you're going to be in places that you never thought you'll be in, because you're being conscious of the decision that you're making.
What do you see the most common mistake that young men are making in their 20s and early 30s?
Thinking they can live forever.
So that, and I'm glad you said that part. So that affects their decision making
all day, because you think you got time.
So living forever in your decision making, what areas in life does it affect the most? Your mental health, spiritual health, or physical health?
The most, I would say, would be your mental health, because you're not afraid. See, fear keeps you doing things. Now, I'm not saying being fear in the sense of is caution. I'm talking about fear from a cautionary point of view. Mm-hmm. Fear, when you have a fear for something, and we're not talking about being afraid, like, oh, I'm not going to. No, we're talking about like, hey, I'm going to look around the corner before I just go out there and dart off. Mm-hmm. But that's that young man and young woman mentality. I'm just going to keep going. I'm running with the bulls. I'm running. And then when you finally slow down, you start like, man, dang, I was just 20, now I'm 30. Mm-hmm. And what have I really accomplished? So now your birthday is one of those signifying, it's a couple of things in our life. Birthdays, people being born, kids. Mm-hmm. Certain those events in your life kind of make you look at life and say, whoa.
So would you think that the mental health is probably a longer role than spiritual and physical health?
I would say mental is very, because think about it, Chef. Everything you do starts with a thought. Mm-hmm. Even your spirituality starts with a thought. Mm-hmm. The Creator gave you life, but you gotta appreciate life by telling Him thank you, which is a thought process to come out your mouth to say thank you to the universe. You have to appreciate it. So I say mental health, because mentally, do we ever sit down and really think about how to just pause for a minute?
I don't think so.
Just go.
Let's go. It was always there, Polo, but I think with social media, we got this thing about go hard or go home.
Right.
And the reality of it is no one ever sees you at the end of the night when you park in the driveway.
Exactly.
And you somewhat barely making in the door. You don't take a shower, but sometimes you make it to that sofa. You either get you something to eat, something to drink, and you just sit there. So I would most definitely agree with you on that. I think a lot of younger people now, they don't think about the spiritual and the physical perspective of it. So if you just got yourself out there physically, not protecting yourself, it's going to affect you having future plans for a family and a wife and children. Mm-hmm. Because especially if you have not been taking care of yourself, you haven't been getting reports from the doctor, you don't know where you stand at. So most people, to avoid that, they just avoid the family without going to the doctor and see where they're at after all their decision making over the years. Okay. Spiritually, I believe you have, especially as a man, you have nothing to give to your family at that point.
Correct.
So now they just living by the world. They're not praying. They're not doing anything. I don't even think they bless the food, their dinner. They grab a plate. Everybody got their phones, their devices, and go to opposite rooms. So right along with the mental, I think all those things are important. So if you're listening, young man, or whoever's listening, just pass this on. I think these things are very important. When we just throw caution to the wind on our birthday and say, hey, we're going to do whatever to make it epic. Epic turns into a lifetime of regrets.
Sometimes it can.
It will. One birthday can affect your entire life.
Right.
If you just say, I'm going hard, and that's it.
Well, that's why I say.
No, I agree with you. So just to circle that bad boy around, so give yourself a curfew on the fun and the time.
Yeah, I believe that everything comes in moderation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So if I am going to go hard for my birthday, don't let it break the bank.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't go hard and then tomorrow you wake up like, damn.
And don't make it, next
Like,
week
damn.
you end up in the clinic.
Right. Exactly. Like, damn. So
Like, dang.
I mean, that's why you gotta look at it like a birthday it's very important to enjoy your birthday. It's very important to celebrate the birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely, like I said, that's a full year of life. And that's one thing I'm gonna reiterate to the day I die. When your birthday comes, because everybody I text, and it's funny that we even having the topic, because everybody I text, I always tell them on their birthday, this is a full year of your life. Make sure you look at it and enjoy life's simple joys.
Absolutely.
Because
you
a
said
lot-
the simple joys.
Yeah, because
What's a
that's-
simple joys look like? Because I know what you mean, but for the ones who may have not come to an understanding of life, what are, just from your perspective, maybe 3 of the simple joys?
enjoying nature.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a joy,
And
because
how does that look?
that's you being able to just sit out there on the bench or park on your porch or backyard, whatever, and just look at what God created.
That part right there.
It's majestic.
Yes, it is.
You know, being able to take a walk, and I'm not saying a physical walk, but we talking about a walk through just looking at your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, wow, look what I done did. Look what I done came from.
Absolutely.
Because we all got things in our past that we look back, we kind of forget about. But this is your time where you can reflect.
Yes.
And then my third one, enjoying life's simple joys, is being omnipresent with the Most High.
Yes. That would be.
Giving thanks to Him.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, I don't know why you chose me,
Mm-hmm.
but thank you.
Absolutely.
Because it couldn't have been you. You know, people keep forgetting to get pregnant it's a hell of a feat.
Yes, it is.
You know, you was a strong joker when you pushed through a lot of other guys and got here.
Absolutely.
But why? Why me? And so that's why you gotta look at God and say thank you, because I might not have made it. Mama might have flushed me down the toilet, anything.
That part right there.
Yeah, I made it. So hey, enjoy the simple joys.
The simple joys are very, very important in life. When I think of legacy and your forefathers, somebody was smart enough to make a move so you can be here.
Correct.
And I think people underestimate that part. You really didn't have to be here, because it's been bloodlines cut short
All day.
of a hanging of a tree or a wrong decision, and it's just done. Fathers, sons are no longer here to carry on the namesake. So when we reflect right now on my birthday, I feel amazing. You know, like,
Oh, my fault. You got it, Doc.
like my engineer Miles and owner of podcasting. I've known him for some years, but he knows fully what I've been through. So he's seen my ups and downs, and then just for me to be able to sit in front of you guys today and share this and laugh with a smile on my face, it's amazing. Because what I went through probably would destroy the average person or the average man, but my spirit was very resilient, and I've never believed in paying back people. I let life be their lesson, you know. And I always say to my children and stuff, you know, life only have to make sense to you.
That's it.
And that part right there.
That part that way. Yeah.
And, you know, your joy just comes from accomplishments of your inner joy and visions that you have for yourself. So for Chef Wilson in this day, I feel amazing. Like, I got keys in my pocket. That means I have a door to put them in. That means I have a roof over my head.
Right.
I got keys in my pocket to get into my vehicle. That means I have transportation. I'm working out on my fitness goals. That means I've been eating food, so then I'm still blessed.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you know, when you think about it, I have amazing people in my life that I can talk to periodically. Like my relationship and my friendship with men, I understand it because we're developing and living out our purpose in life. So I don't expect to talk to them every day. Because if they're doing what I'm doing, we don't have time for all the conversation. What we do have time for, man, is checking in.
Right.
Right?
Definitely.
And then the time that you do have, you spend with your children if you have it, and you pour into them. Right? Mm-hmm. And then the most amazing thing after a year of a birthday is having your children watch how you move.
Yeah, that's a blessing. That is really a blessing.
You know, in a positive way. I'm saying, even if you make mistakes, I was just talking to my lady about that today. Mm-hmm. I said, somebody is always watching you.
Right.
Your haters hear and see everything.
All day, yep.
And they put it in a saves account until the day it can benefit them.
Mm-hmm.
But the key thing we do in our position, we keep moving. And we learn from previous birthdays and a year that's passed of what we should and should not do, Polo.
I mean, if you're doing it right, if you're doing life right, that's how you should look at your birthday. You know, cause like I said before, it's one of them things, man, we can easily forget that this day was the day that I actually had one full year of life. And we can turn it into, okay, this, that, and the other. And I'm like I said, once again, I'm always keep telling y'all, enjoy your birthday, have fun, do your thing. But also just take time out to say, you know what, this is all right. This is all right. That 1 year older, or that one little gray hair that came in that I ain't really liked the other day, okay, it's cool. It's cool.
That part, right? I embrace that part also.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, God keep blessing me and stuff.
Exactly.
I'm still here because it's only a couple choices: either your age, or you can stay in youthfulness, but you're no longer here.
True. True.
I ain't dying this. I ain't doing none of that.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying?
But it's a part of the journey.
It is a part of the journey.
Every wrinkle, every scratch, every gray hair, every saggy this and that is a part of the journey.
You said saggy?
Yeah, whatever. It's a part of the journey.
Let me see. I'm doing my push-ups. I ain't trying to sag.
Brother. Every pot belly, every pants that don't fit, it's part of the journey, man. All of that has distinctive, like when you look at a scar and you're like, wow, I remember when I did that.
Yeah.
So now you're like, well, I don't think I'm going to do that again.
Absolutely.
That wouldn't feel good,
That part. So if you're listening, you got the call-in number.
We got the call-in number. What is the call-in number?
Yeah, you can look it up. I'm going to continue.
Go ahead. I was looking it up.
Nicole left the bag with the phone in it.
She left what?
She left the bag with the phone in it.
Oh, well, don't call in today. Don't call in.
Okay. So, yeah, so... Yeah. So if you're listening, African Americans, we don't have to live by this, go hard and go home. You don't have to do the most on birthdays, holidays, or any particular occasion. Just do what matters the most to your spirit and your soul. I see that with us. I love my brothers and sisters. We will take anything and make it better. But the key is to make it better. Sometimes by doing the most, you reverse it. You don't make it better. So when we have occasions like this, you don't have to do the most in order to enjoy the moment.
I got a question for you. Mm-hmm. I got a question for you.
What's up?
So if you could talk to your younger self, today your birthday, happy birthday once again, my dog. If you could talk to your younger self, what would you say to your younger self from a birthday? Like, okay, today your birthday, so younger self, if you would have did X, Y, and Z, we'd be here, blah, blah, blah. Go.
I would probably say save some for later. You don't have to do it all in one evening. I would tell my younger self to just slow down, because anything you feel that's good to you, it'll be good to you tomorrow, 6 or 7 months from the date that you choose to enter in that. I would tell my younger self once again, I think in life, I was so passionate about my vision that I seen myself in it, but I wasn't selective enough to see the other person who should be in it.
Yeah.
And I would tell myself to be more selective when trying to live out a vision because it led me to wisdom, but heartache at the same time.
Wow. Okay.
You know, because I was just so passionate about it. Passion, I would tell my younger self, passion is good. It is very good, right? But when it's orchestrated the proper way. So that's why I would tell my younger self, just to sum all this down, I say, look, slow down, my brother.
I got you.
I would tell my younger self, slow down.
Right. So, for me, I would tell my younger self, enjoy life. Stop trying to be a people pleaser. I would tell my younger self that.
Okay. And I want to stop you there.
Go ahead.
A lot of people don't know when they're being people pleasers. Just from your personal experience, just in a few words, what has that looked like for you?
In the past, it was more or less like doing things so we can all collectively do things all the time. You know, so instead of saying, okay, I want to have a skating party for my birthday, I would go ahead and have another party. Because at the end of the day, it's about what you want to do.
Okay.
You know, people say, well, you got to have cake and ice cream. I don't even eat cake for real, so why have to have cake and ice cream? But we got cake and ice cream. So it's just those little things, you know, I've learned now. So that's why we say, we're talking to my younger self. I've learned my older self say, okay, hey, I'm going to give y'all these days. But this one right here, don't ask me to do nothing now. I'm doing what I want to do this day. I'm going to go to the restaurant, I'm going to smoke, I'm going to do whatever, go on the boat. Whatever I'm doing, I'm doing. This is my day to do what I want to do.
Okay.
Because I had to realize trying to please somebody on my birthday is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm making you more happier than me doing all the stuff you want to do.
So would you say that most people experience mental exhaustion?
Exactly. Because you're literally, like somebody say, man, we gotta do this. Where's the rule book that says you gotta do that? Now, if it's something that you want to do, by all means, do it. But if it's not what you want to do, at least that one day of the year, it's 365. Give me one. That one, I'm like, all right, I'm doing this.
Absolutely. I was at my son's concert last night. He plays the saxophone. And you know me, I love wearing my hats.
Right.
But I started taking my hat off, right? And I said, who made this rule about you can't not wear a hat in a public place? Right? And I just said, well, you know what? I ended up taking it off eventually. But I thought about it. I said, the things, the standards made in life, who made these standards and why?
I'm Googling that. I'm about to find that out for the next episode. Why you gotta wear a hat? Why you gotta take your head off?
Right. So I start, at this point in life, and I challenge anyone, if you're doing something based on culture, find out where it comes from.
That's true.
Because when it comes out to it, it's always going to benefit someone financially. Like, who said you have a wedding planner? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you can't make decisions for yourself, right? You don't know what colors go good with blue. So I just challenge you to, when you make decisions in life, and it's based on, we're talking about birthdays in a year, the calendar year, that's how I look at it. And you celebrating while you on this earth to share your gifts and your purpose in life. It's outside of that. Anything else, I would challenge you to challenge and do research on and wonder, why am I doing this? If you say you are a leader or not a follower, why do you follow so much?
Right.
Without proper research. That just don't make sense to me.
Know who you following.
Right. So, I'm strong and do a little research in that area. So I just think that this year, that I've had a chance to live another year. And
No, I ain't about to let you do that. I got one more for you before we go.
Okay, go ahead, because I got you.
I ain't just about to go.
I know my
we
man's
ain't about
right
to
here.
sum it up yet. No. So this is the last one, and then I know we get ready to go. So the last one is this.
Yes.
If you could plan an epic birthday, whatever your form of epic is, shoot. Money is no option.
Money is no option. I probably have 100-foot yacht.
Okay.
I would have my closest friends there. And we probably would cruise for at least a week, different islands, experience different dishes, theme parties. We would stop somewhere at least for 2 days, experience their beach and their culture. So my thing would be, I would want my guests, my closest friends, to experience life off the block and outside their common thinking of every day.
Okay.
That would be mine. However, it'd be couples only.
Dang. I could go, y'all. I could go, but I just said
that would be the thing, right?
Okay.
I am. My epic would be, because I'm back into promoting what God originally presented for us, and I kind of veered away from it when I was younger, but I see the benefits of it. Right. So mine would be that I would get that yacht.
Okay.
My closest friends, everybody had their own cabin. You can get up whenever you want. I would have a personal chef. If you got up at 12, he'll make you an omelet.
Right. Like, whatever. Go.
We over here doing whatever.
Right.
But you get up, you call them. You know what I'm saying? Pull over, like, hey, we want a cheese omelet with sausage and bacon. He got you.
Sound like the Tom Jordan cruise. Sound like okay. Say with my little chips.
So my thing would be, my epic would be living beyond life and society standards.
That's what's up.
How about yourself?
I'm gonna do it real quick because we only got 3 minutes left. So mine will literally be just going on a weekend excursion, and then just doing whatever I want to do. And I'm talking about whatever, skydiving, eating, swimming under the sharks, just going berserk for a whole weekend.
All right.
To the point they be like, did you do what? Yeah, I told a Bugatti. You got to do in the same day. Yeah, stuff like that.
So is that bucket list while you still living?
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, just do whatever.
I like
how my man Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, when they was flying everywhere, just checking stuff off.
Guess what? My every day is a bucket list.
Wow.
Because I don't know when God's going to call me. So anybody know that my everyday is a bucket list. I do just what I want to do.
So while we wrapping this up, Chef, I'm going to go ahead and then I'll let you close it on out, brother. It's your birthday.
Thank you, sir.
So I just want to tell y'all, man, enjoy your birthdays. It's very significant. That's your full year of life. Never ever let nobody take that away from you, and live it to the fullest. Whatever your fullest is, always be prepared to live it, and don't worry about who like it or don't like it. It's your day. It's yours. All right, peace. Point it out, someone.
Absolutely. Enjoying us at 7 o'clock for Respectfully Speaking. We'll be celebrating my birthday, my life. It's Hidden Gem, man. That's located on 1600 West 9 Mile Road, Southfield, Michigan. Come on down and stuff. And it B.O.B., what is it, B.O.B., bring your own bottle, whatever drink.
Bring your own bottle.
Yeah, he's allowing that, and food. So come on down. We're going to have a live show. We're going to have an amazing. BYOB. Yes, I don't do it enough. And I'm sure my family from Respectfully Speaking, but I have some out language. You know what? They may have some crazy questions for me, and I'm prepared.
Let's go.
So join Q next week for Respectfully Speaking and Poetry Night. I know she got one coming up this weekend, right?
She had one last Saturday.
I know. Yeah, I'm on your list. Anyway, we love you. There's nothing you can do about it. We're going to continue to share this information. We didn't go to school for this. We just life certified, sharing what we experience. Thank you. Have an amazing night. Hope to see you tonight. Look at my page for information about this evening. Thank you.
Yes, sir.